Listen up! You can get the new iPhone 16e with Apple Intelligence for just $49.99 when you switch to Boost Mobile. We pulled so many all-nighters to give you this deal, and hey, stop messing with the mic!
I'm just helping us catch people's attention. This is a great deal!
Exactly, so it doesn't need all that.
Fine.
Get the new iPhone 16e, available at Apple Store locations and the Apple Store online.
Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store for full offer details. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later. Restrictions apply.
This is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. O-Pill is the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. Let's be real, getting a birth control prescription is not always easy, and it's so much admin. In fact, about 1/3 of women face barriers to access prescription birth control. Between scheduling appointments, missing work, class, or just trying to exist, it's a lot. But now O-Pill is putting birth control in our control. O-Pill is a daily birth control that's FDA approved, full prescription strength, and estrogen free, and 98% effective when used as directed. Grab it online or at most major retailers, no prescription or doctor's appointment needed. So if you're thinking about birth control, check out O-Pill to see if it's right for you. Use code GIGGLY for 25% off your first month of O-Pill at OPILL.com. That's code GIGGLY at OPILL.com. Birth control in your control. We love to see it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going, buddy?
I don't know what's happening this week, okay? Because we should peel the curtain back because something might be announced in the next couple of days. We're actually recording this on Friday because of scheduling issues and things like that. But we're talking largely about news that came out last week. So I'm not sure what kind of mental state I'm meant to be in for this episode, Conor.
So there's a lot of issues going on here. It's all our fault. I have to be honest with you. It's just that we didn't get to the Superbowl trailers until this week because we had to record last week on Sunday because of scheduling. Look, you don't need to know, right? And then next week, Sean, next week I'm going out of the country, so I won't even be here on Monday.
There's going to be no show next week,
so we're recording.
That's like 10 days from now.
We're recording this episode a few days before Monday, so if anything happens, we're going to look even dumber. But what we're doing now is covering the Super Bowl trailers, because there was a whole bunch of them, and they all looked pretty good. Well, some of them looked pretty good, some of them not so much. But I felt like we couldn't go another week without talking about them as well, so it was important we got an episode out for Movie Mondays.
Oh, totally. Definitely, they deserve to be talked about. Also, an Ant-Man review is going to happen at some point. We're
going to do that next week, when I get back to Ireland.
Right, that would help.
If you think of it this way, Sean, we're giving everyone a week to have a look at it because you don't want to go spoiler straight away.
No spoil. That's what every news outlet does: is they wait a week so everyone has a fair chance.
Hot on the button a month after. That's what we do.
So we are going to be talking about Avengers Endgame, guys.
I think it could be pretty good. I've seen the trailer. I'm looking at it. I'm actually thinking it might pick up. So, Sean, as I said, this is Movie Mondays. We had a bit of a discussion last week about lots of different things. We would really appreciate it if you could give this a like. We normally actually cover things the week that they come out, but it's been a bit of a shit show over the last
February
week or two.
is fucking weird, okay? It's
weird, man.
It's odd. I don't like it.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you could give us a like and review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, would really, really help us out. If it's your first time, you don't have to. To be honest with you, you don't even have to stick around. But if it's your second time, definitely, I would say
morally obliged
actively. You know what I love, actually? This is just a weird offside. I love when people write comments in the review. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's my favourite thing.
It's the best part. I love people talking about us.
Even if they're like
mostly
mildly okay, I'm like, yeah, still wrote something though, didn't you?
Took time to push all those buttons on your keyboard, didn't
it? So, Sean, we're going to start off this week with, there was two possible starts to this week. We could go Marvel or we could go DC. I'm going to go with Marvel. because I feel like this is a safer bet, and I feel like we might be more on page with what's going on here. That is, of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer that came out during the Super Bowl. This is James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, his last MCU movie, kind of. Pretty sure it probably
given
is.
That he's got his hands full over at DC, I believe. So probably his last MCU for a while anyway.
So, I mean, the main thing coming out of this trailer, first of all, I think it was a very good trailer. James Gunn, normally very good music choice, as we know, goes along with very good shots of the movie. We don't know what happens in it. Excellent. We have a vague idea. Excellent. That's all I need for a trailer.
Yeah, and it doesn't give away too much. It recaps some of what happened before. It sets the tone of the movie, which looks really good. And this like, the Guardians movies always have done this like 1-2 punch of being like a silly space comedy, but then like a really pretty good emotional core at the centre of it all.
I think it's a very James Gunn-esque thing to do, that like you have all the dumb jokes, but at the same time, and I feel like watching the trailer, the thing that stands out to me is Rocket's gonna die, but not only that, we're all gonna die with him emotionally. Yes,
this is the end of this iteration of the Guardians. Like, none of them are sticking around in the Guardians, from what I know. Now they might stick around, they might just go off and be characters somewhere else. But like, this team of the Guardians, this is the end of it.
And I also think this is probably like the most, I don't want to say it's the most universally liked just project that they have. But I think it's like, in terms of quality, I mean, 1 and 2 fucking strong. There's no bit that you see Guardians that it's not a very good part of any movie.
That's the thing. I think it has a lot of it has a wide appeal, the Guardians, because it's always been kind of separate, that you don't need to pay a huge amount of attention to everything else that's going on, like an Avengers movie. And
everyone in it is very charming, very likeable. I mean, you go on.
What I think is that, like, it's, and I know it's only been really 2 movies and a couple of appearances, but they're always very consistent in how they are written. And like, they don't change wildly between films. The style of the films does not change wildly or vary in quality too much. So it sounds kind of harsh, but it's a safe bet with a Guardians film.
But like a safe bet in terms of like, oh, it's really, really likeable and good. Like, it's like your friend that you're like, he's actually dead on. Like, he would do no harm. Love having him around. That's the thing. Exactly. He's just like, there's nothing wrong. He's just a safe bet.
Yeah, and after like a lot of middling to bad movies, it's nice to have a safe bet every now and again.
Even like the Christmas special, which is what we cover. Like, that is a fucking heartfelt punch you in the gut, kind of gets you, and it didn't need to go that hard.
No, like, it could have just been a silly little like non-canon thing, but I get the feeling all that actually happened. And it's believable for those characters to do that.
Yeah, and it builds on the characters we already know. Now, I don't want to give... I mean, it's after Christmas now, so spoilers. The holiday season special was that Mantis and Peter Quill are technically stepbrother and sister.
Yeah, they're siblings. Like, they have siblings. The same dad.
Which is such a great fucking story beat. Just that those characters are now immediately linked, like, much more so than they were even... In my head coming into this movie, that like, I just was like, oh, they were both in number 2 and that's about it. And now going into it, I'm like, oh no, that's like a connection there. That's a dynamic that you can now play off moving forward.
Exactly. And I think the dynamic, because I think it's fairly safe to say, and this, like, we don't know what happens in the movie, I think it's safe to say Rocket is dead for definite in this movie.
The idea is, I suppose, that we go back to where Rocket was made. And do you know that guy's name that made him?
He's not the High Evolutionary, is he?
He might be the High Evolutionary. I actually don't know the name that they've given him in the... Because, I mean, there's so many comic book characters that he could possibly be. But it's the guy who's always striving for perfection, the scientist. And he basically is creating the perfect species of... all these different versions of like all these what am I thinking of here? Organisms. Good one.
He is the high evolutionary, yeah. So he just fucks with DNA and creatures and is obsessed
just to see what he can do.
Just to see what he can do. He gave Scarlet Witch her powers in the comics, depending on which version you read.
Okay, and so like we then have Rocket going back to him, and it could be like it's a really great, because Rocket's always the heart of all these movies, like non-stop, especially even number 2. And bringing that into you can tell James Gunn just loves that character and loves just hinging a whole emotional arc around him and him alone.
Yeah, and he in the first movie, him and Groot were like the buddy cop kind of dynamic. Then in the second one, it was the father and son dynamic. And the idea that Rocket could sacrifice himself to save Groot, where Groot did that in the first movie, that's a nice parallel that would kind of close out that character, doing like something completely selfless.
And what do you think of Adam Warlock? Seeing him in this?
I think he looks pretty good. I don't know. I don't know how much play he's going to have in this. Do you know?
I think it's going to be a case of he's the muscle, and then I assume by the third act he will now be like, you know what? Actually, the Guardians, they're not so bad.
Yeah, like the High Evolutionary had some hand in making him or some shit like that, and he works for the High Evolutionary. Yeah, that'll be a twist. That like he's there to defend the High Evolutionary, that he finds out he was made, like he was tested on by him, and then he's like, okay, enough. That's kind of fucked. Yeah, and I know he was made by the Golden People in the second one, but it's like tell me Marvel will not recon that in a second. Like I think he looks good, which is remarkable, because it would be so easy to make Adam Warlock look like the dumbest character. True, that is true. What I also will say is that I think that this movie, like even just that last scene at the end, it's kept a lot of the comedy. It's just with Gamora there, and then like, oh, you've got lovely black eyes, and like my father replaced them as he tortured me. What do you think happens with Quill and Gamora in this movie? I don't think anything. I think, to me, that Gamora's dead. Like, I don't think there's as emotionally a connection between this Gamora and Quill. Like, I think that maybe just as the comic book reader in me, that I'm just like, oh, well, that's just a different version. You could replay the same story beats where she falls in love with him again, but I don't think it's as impactful. I think you just have her be a weird Gamora. That's not, it's not his Gamora, but it is a Gamora, and I think that's like enough for him. That there's a Gamora alive in the world, yeah. And then Quill just goes off into the sunset at the end. Either he goes off in the sunset or he dies. I think he might die, sacrifice himself for Gamora. That would actually, that would be a good close out. And then she's like, now I realise why not past me, but like other version of me fell for you. Yeah. And like they're fighting at the start of the movie and then at the end. Yeah, that makes sense. That'll be that's a pretty big death then for the MCU, because Rocket would be a big death, but like I would say Peter Quill is like just a slight level below a Tony Stark dying, you know? I do, but I also think they're not going to bring him back without James Gunn. Like, I mean, they might bring him back for it, but I'm Dave Bautista has come out and said this is the last time he's playing Drax in any form. So it might be a case of they're not going to just bring Star-Lord back for the big Avengers movie, surely. I don't. Yeah, unless Drax like just retires peacefully. Okay, maybe him and Mantis start. He also dies because Adam Warlock and him are fighting in this. So you could kill all of them and just have none of them come back. Murder all of the Guardians. Just a mass murder. I'm assuming only one of them's going to die, so it's like you've got to pick the victim. I don't know. But that's the thing, is that you genuinely, I don't know what's going to happen in this movie. Like, and I kind of like that it's been said, no, this is the end of a story arc, so it doesn't need to worry about setting up a million things. And I also think that, like, no matter who dies, it's actually a really good arc. Drax dies, he gets to go back to his family. He gets to be reunited with them. Rocket dies, I mean, that's emotionally just, like, terrible. He goes back to the High Evolutionary. That's how he dies. Quill sacrifices himself for Gamora. He dies. Like, his Gamora's dead, so technically he doesn't really have that much to live for anyway at this point. He's just trying his best.
So
I think Nebula should stay alive. I think
I like Nebula, but that's just Karen Gillan. She's very funny.
That's fair.
No, but I can see this going a lot of different ways. I also think this looks really, really strong. It looks like a really strong movie, a really good, as we said, safe bet that I think they should, they know it's going to do quite well, which is very good in the terms of the Marvel universe that we're in right now, where I'm hearing a lot of the responses to Ant-Man at the minute.
Oh, yeah. I've tried to avoid that. I want to go in as blind as possible.
Yeah.
But it's not, oh, man.
Simultaneously, I did hear both sides when for the first week they were like, oh, it's good and it's bad, and then over the last few days, because we're in that world, everything on my Twitter is now just linked to all that shit. I'm seeing a lot more bad than good, but I don't know, maybe it is pretty good. There was a lot of hope riding on it. That's what I would say.
It is kicking off a whole fucking phase. I mean, it's
and given Feige said it was meant to be massive.
Oh, and it was meant to be so good, but look, I don't. I'll reserve judgment until I see it.
We will do a review next week, and then we will do a spoiler-filled review next Monday, and we will all see how it holds up. If you've got any thoughts on the movie, send them on, but not until we've seen it. So technically, you won't know when we've seen it.
Spoiler warnings in the group, maybe.
Oh, Detective Divilment's discussion group on Facebook. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, we have a Facebook group. You can stick in any comments there. Sean, we're going to move on from Guardians, though, because I have a piece of news that only me and you, I think, are going to cover, because it covers Mr. Barry, and Barry Keoghan, or Barry Keoghan, as now, I mean, whatever way you want to do it, but I would always pronounce that Keoghan. So Barry has landed himself a lead role, Sean, fresh off his Oscar nomination.
I did see this.
He will be appearing in a Billy the Kid film.
I mean, Cowboys coming back in a big way, you know? Mm-hmm. They're the new Pirates.
So Billy the Kid, whose real name was Henry McCarthy, was a gunslinger of Irish ancestry who lived a short but action-packed life in the American Old West. I mean, Barry?
it screams Barry to me. I mean, okay, but apart from Hateful Eight and A Million Ways to Die in the West, what's the last Western that came out? Last cowboy movie?
The one with Chris Pratt and Denzel Washington. Seven Brothers.
Seven Brides for Seven Brothers?
No.
They weren't in that.
No. What the fuck is that called? Seven something. Or it might just be Seven.
True Grit.
No, not True Grit. It's got Chris Pratt and it's got Denzel Washington in it. And it's got Vincent D'Onofrio in it. I'm naming the whole cast. No. No. There's 7 of them.
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, for God's sake.
You're thinking of the Magnificent Seven.
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm so fucking dumb. The Magnificent Seven, yes. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck, man? Are you okay?
I said 7. Pretty good. The pretty good 7. I was thinking.
Someone was just screaming, listening to this, being like, "You fucking idiot!"
How did you not remember?
I was looking at 3:10 to Yuma.
Of course. Remember Cowboys versus Aliens? That was pretty good. Is the cowboy genre coming back?
I don't know if I'll watch a little Billy the Kid thing with Barry Keoghan in it, but it wouldn't be my most anticipated movie of the year, but I'm happy for Barry, is all I'll say.
See, this is the only reason I'm bringing up this news, is because whenever Barry does anything, as his parents, we have to then say, Barry, we are proud of you. Well done, you've done another thing.
That is true. Now, if he wins the Oscar, and then he's doing a cowboy movie, gonna be huge. Also,
I had to be honest with you. If Barry wins the Oscar, we're taking a few weeks off. We're going fucking partying.
Oh yeah, the whole island is just going to fucking detach itself. We'll float around for a while. Do you think that they're now casting for Barry Keoghan with they were just looking at Irish historical characters that we can make a movie about?
Yes.
Okay, fair. And then they're like, cowboy. then that's cool.
I mean, he's got Irish ancestry. He's a cowboy. I mean, and then you kind of have to go through the list. Well, Colin's a bit old. Brendan's also probably a bit old. We want someone younger because Billy the Kid died when he was like 21. So who could we get? What other Irish people do we have that are kind of... Paul Mescal was also up for this role, I assume, but Barry got it in ahead of him.
I'm not mad about this. Like, I just think it's interesting now that, like, you can just put Barry Keoghan in something and it's like, oh, this is news. This is news now. Look at him.
It's the best. It's the first time we get to do this. Barry's in something. And we're
Has he done any accents other than Irish so far?
He did the Joker. Joker's not Irish.
Joker's Irish. Joker has an Irish accent.
No, he doesn't.
He fucking does, boy.
Well, he's not meant to, I don't think.
He does. It's an Irish accent.
I think it's more like a zany accent. I don't know if it's
the Irish is a zany accent. Listen to us.
What county is he from then in the Batman?
Joker. He'd be from Louth, of course.
Of course. Everyone's favourite county, Louth.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Which county would the Joker be from?
Oh, jeez. Oh, lads.
Cork? Could he be from Cork?
Oh, he'd be a Cork man, true and true, I'd say. Yeah.
So, yeah. The real
headball. An old headball, so he is.
Why so serious, boy? Kind of a thing.
Here, boy. Why so serious, lad? Right?
We're now doing local regional humour on the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I still keep coming back to our weird news last week. We attempted to tell people about gowls and gobshites and being
dopes.
Pure rapid and dopes. Yeah. I mean,
just a
if you missed that,
Irish slang.
Just if you ever need any insult that nobody in your country is going to get, feel free to adapt any of them. They're all useless to anywhere else in the world. But in Ireland, if you call someone a gowl, they'll know what you mean.
Yeah, you throw that out in an argument. You throw that out in an argument in, like, Canada. You're going to win, okay?
But, like, with someone who moved over there from Ireland...
they're not going to suspect. Like, they'll not be ready to be called... They'll think, oh, no, I'm safe. I'll never be called a gowl again. And you'll come and blindside them.
No, right? Yeah, you find your friend who's moved over to your country, wherever it is. We always, to be honest with you, we immigrate fucking everywhere, right? So there's always an Irish person somewhere. You go down, find them. As Sean says, they're going to not even be expecting it. They're going to think, my best pal is here. Just for another afternoon of calling me, I don't know, oh, you fucking loser. Ha 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 ha. No.
I can take that. I've had much worse in the past.
Useless. What you want to look them dead in the eye. And especially if they haven't been back home for a few years, this is going to work twice as effectively. You look them in the eye and you say, you're a fucking gowl. Right? That's all you need to say.
Or if you want even a less aggressive approach, you wait till they say something. And you need a tut at the start. You need, shut up, you gowl. And then, they're in ribbons. They're destroyed.
3 words. 3 words, no matter what they say. Wait till they make a suggestion. Look them dead in the eye. Say, you're some dope.
Oh, you're some dope.
It doesn't make any sense.
Little shake of the head as you say it. It's fine.
Grammatically makes no sense, but they'll fucking understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Please, if this happens to anyone, please let us know the results. I am
videotape the response.
I need to see. It's the surprise, the confusion, the hurt. A small bit of delight will be in there as well.
There's going to be a little bit of nostalgia to be like, I got called a gowl in the 80s a few times, so I did.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Sean, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is a reboot I know you're probably going to be excited about.
Okay.
So, a movie from the mid-2000s, directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Pan's Labyrinth?
No, 2 movies directed by him, both very well received, I would say, about a weird character. A few years ago, they tried to reboot it, starring a man
Hellboy
called David Harbour, and it bombed at the box office so bad that it never got put on maybe for any sequel. It was just like, this is terrible, we're never doing it again. But Sean, it's been 4 years, and that means it's been enough time that a new Hellboy reboot is in the works from the Ghost Rider 2 director.
Oh, that's not the strongest start you could ever imagine. Ghost Rider. Who's the director of Ghost Rider 2?
Brian Taylor directed Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Right, and has Brian Taylor done anything amazing or Oscar winning recently?
Well, you don't need to win an Oscar to be a good filmmaker, Sean. Come on now.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay. I saw a tweet just before we started recording, which was, give Hellboy an Into the Spider-Verse style adaptation in the comic book style. And I'm like, that's a better idea than a live action Hellboy.
How do you do that though? Because like, at least with Spider-Man, you have the different outfits. Like, the different Spider-Men, they're all just Hellboy, are they not?
Just tell a story in that world, in that anime, in not like a one-to-one Spider-Verse style, but just a really high-quality animated Hellboy movie, and market the shit out of it. Yeah.
But that would cost a lot of money and make a lot of sense. Why instead? And also take a lot of time. And we don't really have time because it's only been 4 years since the last reboot, Sean. People are losing interest by the fucking day in this Hellboy universe.
So let's get the guy who directed Crank 2 High Voltage, Gamer, Jonah Hex, and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance to do the Hellboy movie.
There's nothing wrong with Crank. Take that back.
I won't stand for your Crank apologistness anymore, okay?
Especially Crank 2. One of the greatest movies ever made.
It's the worst Crank. It's the worst Crank.
What are you talking about, the worst Crank? Sean, do you want to see another Hellboy movie? Do you think it would make any money?
I don't think so. And I think the more you do it, the more it weakens the brand.
Yeah.
To where, like... Because I think, like... Hellboy 1 should not have worked and been as successful as it was. I think it was largely due to the fact that Guillermo del Toro put his fucking heart and soul into
he
movie.
wrote and directed it and then cast Perlman as Hellboy, which was perfect casting as well. Yeah. And then you just basically had like a perfect amalgamation of all this weird shit going on at once.
It would suck for David Harbour, but I think the only way that this movie's a success is if they announce that Perlman is coming back. Which he will never do because he fucking hated the prosthetics.
Which I don't think like it's a reflection of David Harbour, who we know is an excellent actor in his own right. He's very, very talented as a human being. It was just the wrong time for that fucking reboot, and it was given terrible promotion.
Oh, the marketing was awful for
marketing was shocking, and the trailers were real bad, and then it bombed, which made a lot of sense because if the trailers are real bad, nobody's going to go see your movie. But they're now actively developing a new live-action film, which I kind of get the idea of why, unless you're losing rights, why would you only wait 4 years? Like barely 4 years, like it's February 2023, like, and you're waiting barely 4 years to be like, let's try it again. The world needs another one.
Maybe it's that they're like, the comic book bubble is starting to burst, maybe. Or like they want to get in before all the new DC stuff starts happening and establish themselves as like a more serious, more faithful comic book adaptation of a movie. Or it's a rights thing and they just have to make it.
Do you want to know how much money the last Hellboy made?
How much did it cost to make?
I actually don't know how much it costs to make, so I can tell you how much it made and you can find out how much it costs to make.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, I do know actually.
Right.
It had a production budget of $50 million.
Ooh, 50 million. I think it made, because double is usually a success, so I would say 60 million.
55 million. So
55, I'll take 55.
It's 55 million. And then 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, Rotten Tomatoes isn't everything, but 17% is quite low, just as a movie. The first two Hellboys, by the way, are sitting at, the first one's at in the 80s, and the second one is 66%, just to kind of give you an idea of the difference. Also, the first Hellboy in 2004 made $100 million. and the second one made $170 million, which 2004, that's actually pretty good for a superhero movie.
Money. For like a niche fucking comic book character.
For like a weird comic book movie.
Weird fucked up devil man. Like there's no way that should have done well.
I love Hellboy, like as a character. I think he's like really fun, and I think you could do really cool stuff with him. I just don't think... I think you need someone like Del Toro who, as you said, puts a stamp on it and is just, this is weird, but I'm in this universe and I'm going to make it work, rather than someone coming in from the outside to be like, what are you all weirdos interested in? Okay, well, we're just going to write and direct a movie that I think you might like.
Yeah, and it's not going to be too much of anything. Like, it's just going to be quite safe in that regard. Whereas like the first Hellboy, it's a fucking miracle that any of that worked. You know,
it still kind of holds up, actually. I went back and watched it a few years ago and I was like, this is better than it has any right to be.
Because it's like majority practical effects as well.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not just a lot of CGI.
I'm interested to see how this goes, but I don't know if there's an audience. I think people like Hellboy, but do they want to see a different Hellboy or do they want Perlman back? I think they kind of want Perlman's Hellboy, really.
I think you would show people that you give more of a shit if you do it animated. Like, if you say, like, no, we're just going to bring the comic to life, literally.
And just get Perlman to do the voice.
Yeah. Because because he's a really good Hellboy and can do the mannerisms and the performance of Hellboy, but he doesn't want to do the CGI. So, get him to do the voice and then just tell a really good animated Hellboy story.
2 birds, 1 stone. Sean, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is a trailer. We got 2 trailers back to back. I'm interested to know how you feel about them. First one is just a very small one, and that is Disney dropped their new teaser trailer for the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid, which goes along with all of ours. Why are they doing all of these live-action remakes of all these animated movies? But at the same time, it looks grand.
Looks grand. It looks like a lady underwater, doesn't it? There's one screen grab of Flounder going around, and that looks weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't know what to make of that.
I mean, you have Ariel. Yeah, Javier Bardem is in this. Halle Bailey's Ariel. You've got Melissa McCarthy, Javier Bardem, Jacob Tremblay. I mean, yes.
I'm just going to let you keep listing things about this movie in the hope that I give a shit. I really like the animated Little Mermaid. I don't want this.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, go on, Halle Bailey, get that movie out.
Like, nothing against anyone involved, nothing against anyone who worked on it and got paid to work on this movie, but just like it's, I have not watched. I think any of the Disney remakes thus far. Like,
have you not?
This isn't going to be the one to change it for me.
The only one I've seen 2 of them. So I've seen The Lion King and I've seen the Aladdin one. And the Aladdin one was on the big movie on Saturday.
Oh, wow. That's how you know it's quality.
The big movie is a movie that happens in Ireland on one of our stations. We only have 2. Actually, we have 4 now. We're pretty good. But
yeah, we're doing all right.
The Americans, Ireland has 4 stations.
4 terrestrial channels, people.
And one of them doesn't even speak English.
No, it speaks Irish, which is pretty good. It's honestly a miracle that exists, so let's not joke about it.
Did you see the video? You know the video of the guy who speaks all the international languages? Have you ever seen that YouTuber? He goes around to all the Chinese restaurants and he just speaks perfect Mandarin, and they're all like, oh man, that's so fucking cool. He came to Ireland and he learned Irish. And he went into Dublin city fucking centre and started speaking Irish. Sean, how did that go for him?
Did everyone ask him if he spoke English? Like, no one would be able to speak Irish.
Everyone would look at him and go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Man, how's your Irish?
Oh, quite poor. We all learned it in school. So we all have I'm not even going to say a reasonable level. I'm going to say
a low base, I would say.
Yeah, we have a base level of we know words.
Yeah.
But there's some people in my school that were really, really fucking excellent, but definitely not me.
I used to be alright at speaking it, but I couldn't write it for shit.
We have certain areas in Ireland. If you want to hear people speak it, you can go to certain areas. They call it Gaeltachts. And you can, that's basically just it's Irish, right? Yeah. But you can go there and everyone speaks Irish within like a 5 mile radius. basically.
Yeah, so like you like kids go there during like summer and stuff like that to actually learn Irish and like speak the language and live in it for ages. Also, one thing that I hear every so often is people saying, do you speak Gaelic? No one speaks Gaelic. Gaelic is a broad term for like Irish, Celtic, Scottish kind of ethnic groups. But Irish is Gaeilge, is the actual language. It's a small thing.
Or else you could just say, do you speak Irish?
That's also true, and then someone will say no.
No, fuck off. I know how to say, can I go to the bathroom, as we all do.
Hit me with it, Conor. Hit me with it.
I will can gum dulgadia letters.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, actually, stuff. A good one. Just end every sentence with weakest ladia. And that'll... I mean, if you end every sentence with weakest ladia, that's basically thanks be to God, but it's a very Irish thanks be to God. So you can say anything. The dinner's on weakest ladia.
So there you go. There's your Irish lesson for this week. We'll meet back here and discuss later.
Yeah. Also, Little Mermaid is coming out.
Oh yeah, but like, who gives a shit, really?
It's a teaser trailer, 50 seconds long, right? But it's there and it looks very good. They didn't use any of the technology that they did in Avatar for the underwater stuff. Don't know how it's going to play out. We'll see how it goes. It's not for us, Sean, but it might be good. We're moving on to another trailer for a movie that we did talk about when it got announced, and we were like, how is this movie going to make any fucking sense?
Yeah.
The trailer is Tetris, the movie based off the creation of the video game Tetris in the 80s, starring Taron Egerton as Henk Rogers, who's a Dutch entrepreneur who becomes so enamoured with the game that he travels to the Soviet Union during the Cold War in order to secure its distribution rights. Now, that sounds like a fucking batshit movie as a plot. Watching the trailer looks fucking insane, Sean.
Yeah, like it says inspired by true events. I don't know how much of this actually transpired, you know? Like
apparently a lot of it. Apparently it was like mad. The whole
the car chases and his family being targeted?
Okay, maybe not.
Like, suspension of disbelief and all that, but... What are we doing here?
One of our patrons, Jackson, he sent this on to us over Twitter. I was like, check this out the minute it came out, and I was like, holy shit, they're actually doing it.
What I will say, production wise, it looks really good.
Great mustache on Taron.
Great mustache, like it's in this, like the set dressing and the production design all looks like of the time. There's also some weird like transition things they do with like glitch video game effects. I'm wondering if that's a trailer thing, if it's throughout the whole film. I hope it's throughout the whole film because that seems fun, you know.
So it's basically his role. He goes to Russia to find the game's inventor, who's Alexei Pajitnov. And he basically decides if he can convince this guy to give him the rights, he can sell it to Game Boy and they can all make fucking billions. But it's during the Soviet Union, so nothing's coming out of there whatsoever. And when he goes in there, villainous KGB agents all come in and they start trying to kill him.
The creator of Tetris apparently got no money for it either because of communism and the way it worked in the Soviet Union. All the money went to the government. And like I like the bit where they're like, you're one of 8 people in the world to see the fucking Game Boy. And it being like, oh no, that's actually a major like advancement in tech and gaming. And it's
that's the most advanced thing that anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, like it's imagine games in your pocket. Who could do it?
Nobody.
Soon there'll be radio on demand, won't there be, Conor? Pop quiz, Conor. Name any one of the Tetris pieces. I've given you this information before.
For God's sake. Oh, lad, you actually have. Wasn't one of them called Bluey or Blocky or something?
You're not entirely. You're kind of... Yeah, okay. There's one called Blue Ricky.
Yes!
And then you got Orange Ricky as well.
That's so good. You told me that months ago. How did I fucking remember that?
I don't know. You did well, bud. And the others? You're forgetting my favourite.
I am forgetting your favourite. Do you mean like the long tin one?
No, that's Hero you're thinking.
Sorry, that's Hero.
That's the line
Nobody
piece.
else knows this other than you.
The Z's there's the Cleveland Z and the Rhode Island Z. They're mirrors of each other. Tiwi then is the T-shaped piece, and then my favourite one is the square, and that's called Smash Boy.
How did I forget Smash Boy?
How could you forget Smash Boy, Conor?
Everyone's favourite. Do you think Smash Boy will have some sort of appearance in this movie?
Oh, I would say we definitely... Conor, I'm going to say we're going to see all of the Tetris pieces in this movie. Maybe a couple of times.
A few times.
Yeah, just my prediction.
Interesting. I mean, I think Taron I think he's perfect for this role. I think he looks really, really good. His accent is really good, and he's a very good actor. So I actually think, looking at this, I was like, what a story, first of all. And then I wrote, this looks fucking insane, but in a good way. Like, it looks like it's a proper romp that could be really entertaining.
100%. And like the idea of the Tetris movie being rated R is hilarious to me. Because this is rated R for language, Conor.
Oh,
bad language.
They're all talking about the Rhode Island Z non-stop, but people think it's something else, and it's fucking weird.
Yeah, and then they say the C word a whole bunch of times. Why did I censor myself there? I never censor myself. What's going on?
Very interesting for you. Buigas Ladia. It works on everything. But like, I was just looking at this and I was like, you know what this movie is? This movie is your family. You finally get to sit down, right? Your family are all in the house. I don't know what the occasion is. Thanksgiving, Christmas, some sort of get together, right? And they're like, we'll stick on a movie. There's nothing on. And you go, I've got this weird fucking movie that everyone might know something about. Because your parents will go like, I was alive when the Game Boy was made. And you're going to be like, Taron Egerton has a great moustache. That's what's in it for you.
That's the thing. Or like someone in the house, they remember the Cold War. They remember what it was like at the time. It's like, oh, we were alive then. Let's have a look at this. And see
Uncle Gorbachev, come here. Come in. We're watching the Tetris movie.
No, put down the wine, Gorbachev.
Someone in your family definitely knows. I was looking at this movie and I was like, the last time we had a retro video game movie, it was Pixels, Sean. So this is better than that.
Better than Pixels, I would say. Sonic and Sonic 2. They're retro.
I suppose we had Sonic. Yeah, they were okay. I'm not going to get more in depth into this, but they were a video game adapted to a movie, whereas this is a movie based off adapting a video game. Making a video game.
So it's like so they're it's a story of how the video game was brought to the general market.
So Sean, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to a piece of news that this is our second last one before we get to the flash news, but it was one that I really caught my eye and I thought you might be interested in, is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 has gotten a major update from Mr. Kevin Feige this week.
Right, now when they say major update, how did Kevin Feige just say we're working on Spider-Man 4?
He said that they have a story and they're now putting pen to paper as we speak, writing a Spider-Man 4 story for Tom Holland. Now, this is news because we didn't know if Holland was in or out, whether him, Zendaya and Jacob Batalon were coming back, whether they were not coming back. Would have been the perfect ride-off into the sunset moment at the end of the last movie, and you could then just bring in Miles Morales. We didn't really know what they were going to do, but we did mention something last week that caught my eye. It was just, you have Tom Holland there and Miles Morales there, because now you're introducing all these different universes. You could have the two of them on screen at once, and then Peter can pass over the mantle to Miles, and then Miles can take it on, which would be the reason why to keep Tom Holland around.
I think so, yeah. Like, you get the passing of the torch and you get a satisfying kind of goodbye to that character. And you can do all of that through things like Secret Wars, where all the universes come together and all these characters start mixing. But I think Spider-Man, I think they're putting him back to street level in this next film. where like he's going to be doing smaller and small, not like just smaller threats, not world-ending, universe-shaking things.
I mean, Kevin Feige did actually tease that the titular web slinger is going into the street level heroes.
Hey.
So I mean, he did mention that.
Yeah, and so you like because Spider-Man has this like, and you don't even have to go as high as Kingpin, you know, which they might do because he's like mob boss, mayor of New York kind of a thing. But like he could just be taking down gangs and stopping bank robberies and like trying to get his life together. Like that's a standard Peter Parker story, to be honest.
And always sad. Always sad, never actually achieves anything he ever sets out for because he has to give it all up because he just can't keep up everything, and also he's real sad. I cannot stress enough how sad that boy is at almost every given time. And if you ever see him happy, it's just sadness around the corner. Something's about to happen, someone's about to get killed.
Absolutely. And the character that I've seen thrown around is a character called Tombstone, who is a mob boss, and he's basically super strong, super durable, and quite smart. So he's just a very strong, advanced human, but he can cause a lot of trouble for Spider-Man and just like run, you know, tire him out basically. And then the conflict comes with Peter trying to get his life back on track, but still being wrecked from being Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man 4 reportedly has a very grounded story. Obviously we don't know much now, meaning there are no cosmic threats, fantastic, and nice. The multiverse shenanigans, fantastic. This means that Peter Parker's wit and skills will be tested again, and while also potentially teaming up with other street level heroes like Daredevil or the Punisher. Definitely Daredevil. Charlie Cox is definitely going to be in this movie.
Absolutely. Also, definitely not the fucking Punisher. There is no way they're putting him in a Spider-Man movie.
That's bollocks.
Right now. That's horrendous, that idea.
But I like the idea of like really emotional story of like Tom Holland's Zendaya and Punisher just shotgunning some lads behind him to death.
But I like the idea of like Matt Murdock, because Daredevil and Spider-Man could be friends as... like, because neither of them know who the other is the thing. Maybe Peter knows Matt Murdock is Daredevil, but Daredevil, because of the spell at the end of Spider-Man, doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man anymore.
How far do you go with the Zendaya Jacob Batalon?
I don't want to see her. I don't want to see either of them at all.
Not at all?
No, not until maybe the next one. Just give it space, because what needs to happen... Actually, no, this is what they're going to do. Throughout all of this movie, it's going to be set. Peter's just starting college. He's been Spider-Manning a bit after the mind wipe scenario. He meets and is in a bit of a relationship with a girl called Gwen Stacy. Conor.
True.
They're all having fun. They're having a great time. And then, post-credit scene, someone rings Peter's doorbell or some shit, and it's Mary Jane. And she remembers him now, or something like that.
I think that you are very bad at business if you do not put Holland and Zendaya in the same fucking movie on the press tour.
But it would be a much better film if she wasn't in it.
Yeah, but
nothing against her, just character-wise. Peter should be giving her space.
If it was a comic book issue, you would give it 3 issues and then bring her back in a shocking front page reveal. You can't do that in movies. Movies are completely different, especially if we're waiting years. So there's no possible way on earth that this movie comes out and Tom Holland's Spider-Man isn't like constantly going in to get his coffee in that place and trying to like reignite the relationship in that she doesn't remember him at all.
Right. No, I think you're probably right. I don't want it. I just want to go on record.
I can see Gwen Stacy being in it though. I can definitely see him, like that's how you introduce her, that there's a weird gap in between. But then I could also see them going the road of like, Peter doesn't want anyone else. Unless he then is like, well, she's better off without me, which is a classic Peter thing.
Classic
like,
move. Classic Parker move right there.
She's better off without me. I'm just going to concentrate on my college. Then he meets Gwen, falls for Gwen a little bit. I don't... Go on.
So, in the gap, Ned starts to like MJ, like her, right?
Yeah.
Then maybe she gets back with Peter at the end, and then Ned craves vengeance and becomes the Hobgoblin.
You just
That's
want
all
Ned
I want.
to become the Hobgoblin.
I need Ned to become the Hobgoblin in the MCU.
But we've talked about the Hobgoblin. He's fucking broken.
He's insane, okay? No one knew who he was for ages. We still don't really. It changes every so often.
I didn't mean the bad. I meant the character was broken. I mean, like, they literally have no idea what the fuck is going on with him in the comic books. How are they going to transfer that over to the movies?
The most consistent one is Jason Masondale, as we've spoken about before.
Jason Masondale, of course.
But Ned Leeds was revealed to be the Hobgoblin, but he was mind-controlled, maybe?
Yeah.
But just make Ned Leeds the Hobgoblin. It's telegraphed really hard in No Way Home, because he's like, I won't turn into a villain and try to kill you. Like, that's Chekhov's villain, right?
Not really. Not if he doesn't do it. Then he's a man of his word, Sean. Then he just sticks by what he says.
He's a goblin of being a goblin.
He's a hobgoblin.
Goblin D. No, I'm not going to finish it.
I'm looking forward to this because, I mean, everyone knows No Way Home was excellent. So I'm going to say everyone knows. I'm sure there's somebody who didn't like it, but for me personally, I thought it was quite good compared to what we're getting currently.
Before and since.
But other than the Batman, that was pretty good. That came out like 2 months later. We were spoiled.
No, I just want the Batman again. Give me more of the Batman, please.
Let's just do more of the Batman and more of Spider-Man, and let's just run Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson into the ground.
Yeah, just overwork those two men to death.
We're finishing off this week with a person that nobody wants to see on the screen. That is Ezra Miller. The Flash, the trailer has appeared. So finally, we're seeing this character we all want to see. We all love this movie. We all love the man, the woman, basically everything involved with the movie. Barry Allen is a great human being. And
Barry Allen, love Barry Allen. Barry Allen is so nice and sweet, okay?
Did you see the tweet of 2 Ezra Millers? Hawaii is shitting itself.
Honestly, yeah. Every time Ezra pops up in this trailer, I'm just like, I don't want to support this decision to keep making this movie, you know?
No. Barry Allen, once again, nice. But also, this movie has a whole bunch of shit that looks real good, that if we cared any more about the lead character in it, I think it'd be a very good movie.
If we got this trailer 3 years ago, my God, it would have been class.
If you got this trailer but with Grant Gustin as the Flash, I mean, pretty good.
What if it's a real bait and switch and just... like, Ezra's in it for the first 5 minutes and then he goes and travels through time and suddenly he's Grant Gustin.
I love the idea that they were like, nobody likes Ezra. Let's put 2 of them. 2 Ezras for the whole movie.
Double up on the controversy in this movie, please.
Yeah, I mean, look, where do you want to start? Because we have Michael Shannon. He's appearing as General Zod. We've got Supergirl in this movie. We've got 2 Batmen in the movie. What caught your eye first?
I knew Ben Affleck was in it, but I didn't expect to just see him, you know?
Are you going to give me credit for last week definitely predicting that Keaton was going to be appearing in this trailer?
Features fucking heavily in this trailer.
He's basically the trailer.
It's basically just like another Batman movie, it looks like.
Yeah. I'm going to say something though that might be controversial, is that, like, it's grand that he's there. It's cool. Like, it's a cheap pop, but I hope it's not spaghetti for Mr. Fantastic and more so Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield in terms of a cameo.
Because we see him mostly just in and about the Batcave, don't we?
And Ben Affleck will also be in this for, I could say, probably 5 minutes, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Like, this might as well just be old, unused footage from Justice League.
And so Keaton will be the Batman that helps Barry go back in time. So Keaton's kind of taking up the role of Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint storyline, where Thomas Wayne helps Barry basically get back to his own timeline and all that stuff after he saves his mother and fucks up everything in the world. You now have Keaton's Bruce Wayne doing that, which is pretty cool. You've got an older Batman. What age is he meant to be? Because he's flipping about. Yeah, he's really flipping about in this.
He's not like a Batman Beyond age of Bruce Wayne.
But I think they should have put him in the fucking Batman Beyond. I know they wanted the shot with the yellow crest. And you're like, oh my god, it's Batman. Then you have the old team. That's cool.
Is he just wearing that around, by the way?
Just non-stop, just walking around with it? I don't understand.
It's an odd one.
I wouldn't have had any issue with him, like, if he appears in that suit at the start and then he changes into a Batman Beyond style suit. It doesn't have to be Iron Man style. I'm talking like it's a bat suit, but it just has enhancements in it.
Yeah, you don't need to explain it. He just puts it on and he's enhanced now. I think we might get that because that's 2 action figures, Connor. And you know for a fact they want 2 action figures.
And also, that you have a really great... I just want them to copy the Batman Beyond story. But I think it should end with, like, him halfway through the movie. He tries to save someone and he has a heart attack and he has to be, like, helped out of there. Like...
Oh,
that he's just getting old.
What if they did the 1-for-1 scene, like he picks up a gun and Bruce is like, this is terrible, this is an awful... And then Barry, whose only experience... so far has been the Bruce Wayne that we've seen thus far, is like, what's the big deal? You use guns all the time.
My Batman literally mows people down with machine guns non-stop. So he actually he flamethrowers a guy to death.
He screams no scope at the top of his lungs.
420 no scope, he shouts. But also I was really excited to see not General Zod, but I love the idea that in Keaton's universe it's not Henry Cavill, it's Supergirl. Supergirl is the one that lands on Earth, and she's the superpowered, I'm going to say superhero, but you know what I mean, the super person on the planet.
But we do also get a Superman who was kept in a bunker for years, right?
Yes, but also is that Keaton's universe? That could be any universe.
Could be any universe, I think.
I'm pretty positive that's Supergirl popping out of the bunker.
No, that's not. It's because there's a line. It's like, it's not Clarke.
Yeah, it's Kara.
No, but hang on. We got to pull this. This is if this is the one thing that I'm right on ever, I'll be happy because it's like right at the end, right? No, that's the bit where they're racing. That's fine, but we got and then there's a jet, and then there's a black screen, and then they're by a bunker. Yeah. And then he's still in the other bat suit with the yellow. That's not Kara, is it?
It is.
It can't be.
It is.
I thought it was like a thin little Superman.
No,
it's Kara. Okay, sorry, I've been wrong. I've been wrong for years.
It's Kara. Henry Cavill's not in this movie. There's no Superman, I don't think. It's Sasha Cal, I think is how you pronounce her second name. She's playing Supergirl in this, and I think she looks really, really cool. Like the suit looks really great, actually.
Barry keeps his suit in his ring. That's a thing.
Oh, that's perfect. That's fantastic Flash stuff. This is what annoys me about this, is that I hate Ezra person, but I also am like, that's a cool idea. I like that they did the Flash ring thing, and that annoys me more.
It's just a small little thing, but my God, it does a lot of work.
I hate when they make me feel positive emotions towards Ezra, the bastard.
How old is Michael Keaton, do you think?
65? 66?
The man is 71.
Fuck me. Jesus. Okay. And I thought Ian Glenn was a bit too old for the Batsuit.
Yeah. But he's perfect Batman Beyond age is the issue.
That's true. Keaton's actually perfect Batman Beyond age. I'm actually really excited to see Michael Shannon back as General Zod. So he still comes to Earth, but there's no Superman to stop him.
Yeah. That's great. And it's similar enough but different enough that like the audience knows, oh no, things have changed here.
And do you think this movie looks good, Sean, is my big question.
See, whether it looks good and whether I want to see it are different issues.
Interesting, that's a good point.
it looks grand until Ezra's on screen, and then I hate it.
And there's two of them. Or two of them, sorry.
There's two Ezras in this. Like, I think the Flash is somehow the least exciting part of this for me.
I actually, that was literally my thought process in terms of, like, I was like, this all looks really cool. And it all looks like a really cool movie in a universe that nobody gives a shit about anymore, that doesn't really need to be made, and is about 5 years too late. But all looks pretty cool. I'm interested to see what Supergirl does and Keaton does. Very good. Don't really care about Barry Allen, which is weird because the movie's called The Flash.
And, like, nothing is really, like, we know none of this is really sticking around, you know? Like, I'm interested to see how they reboot it all.
Yeah, it's going to be used to reboot basically everything. And I think it goes along the lines that we were looking for, that he goes back in time to try and save his mother, sets it all up, that everything gets fucked up from that action. I think that's the perfect way to do it as well. I think it's a great story. Why change it? I'm interested to see if this has any, like, lasting effect, or if this is just, well, that was good, and then there's nothing we can do from this because this universe is no longer kind of happening. Except James Gunn has said that he loves Ezra as the Flash.
Yeah, and he says he's really excited for this movie, so I don't know what the next
I suppose he would
is.
say that, though, because it looks good if it makes a lot of money.
That's true, and he does have to kind of support it. He can't just come out.
It's like Kevin Feige being like, the Ant-Man movie is the biggest movie we've ever done since Endgame. I mean, perfect. You would do that if I was Kevin Feige, I would say that before every single fucking movie came out, a week before, this movie's as big as Endgame. So this is actually as important. You have to see this as well.
Yeah, like, and it's salesmanship. You have to do it. I'll watch it when it comes out. I'm not looking forward to it, though. Yeah,
I think it looks good. It looks pretty good.
Looks fine.
See, I don't really have nostalgia for Keaton as Batman. I think it's cool. I like to see him for a little bit. I think it's kind of weird that Batman and Supergirl and all that, the movie's called The Flash, and if there was a list of characters I was interested in, he would be the last one I would talk about, but I would go to, like, Zod. Like, Michael Shannon come back as Zod, that's fucking great. I think he's a really good villain. Keaton, Affleck, and at the very, very, very bottom, Supergirl as well. There at the very bottom you have the two Ezras, who I'm just like, that's grand. Fine.
That's Grant Gustin.
Where's Grant Gustin? There was a rumour going around that at the end of this movie, Ezra would be replaced by Grant Gustin.
I wouldn't hate that, but I also don't think that he wants to play the Flash for another.
No, I think he's
years.
done. I think he's done.
I think he's finished.
I think we were, once again, 5 years too late on that as well. When they were casting this originally, they should have just casted Grant Gustin and saved everyone a whole bunch of time.
Would have solved so many problems.
Yeah. So that is all of the trailers from Super Bowl, and we talked Barry getting a cowboy, a bit of a cowboy movie going. Shaun?
Pretty good, in my opinion. And now we just need to wait until the Ant-Man review next week?
It's next week. Yeah, it's
next week. Okay. Would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Don't forget to see it like you did with Black Panther.
Hey, don't forget to see it like you did with Shang-Chi that one time as well. I
2
can
years
put out
ago.
these receipts.
I like how emotionally that still sits on you.
Oh, I'm still sour.
It's in there.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're this Wednesday. Will we be?
We won't be here on Wednesday.
We won't.
We should make it clear I am out of the country. We will not be here on Wednesday.
Friday. What do you like on Friday?
I might be around on Friday. We'll see how I feel.
We might do Hero or Zero on Friday. We'll see. And then next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Thanks to all of our wonderful Patreons over on Patreon who continue to support the show. Róisín the Wife Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast, Evanson. Fun facts with Waffles Aotearoa New Zealand has the highest sheep to person ratio on the planet with roughly 10 sheep per person. David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson. Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever Hjelmroos. Daniel McLaughlin, No One's Ever Really Gone Luke Hoth. Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Buster, Ed Ball, The Adventures of Indiana Jones and the Franchise That Just Won't Die. Lorraine and Conor have swapped the order of their names to purposefully bamboozle Seán. Russ Shaun, you only have odd news stories and comic characters to go, and then you won't like anything you talk about. Parfitt. and Jackson Bruheim. Thank you all very, very much for your support. We couldn't do the show without you. If you want to join those wonderful people, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. There's also a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @Heroes for Hire pod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it.
I think so. So I've been Conor.
I've been Sean.
I shall see you all next week, guys.